morning. It's Saturday, the 21st of December 2019. Welcome along to our little old chat show this morning, coming to you live from Television Centre here in Bracknell. Can I just, a little private conversation? I just noticed the delightful Shania Steele, who is head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight, boys and girls. I've just noticed her pop up with the first person to pop up there this morning. Good morning, Shania. I had 3 hymns selected for Sunday. Okay, number 112, O come, Emmanuel. And I've got 980 for the offertory, O Jesus Christ, remember. And I also had hymn number 93 selected, Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming, da 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 da. Da 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 da. I had that one selected, but I am concerned. I'm concerned this morning, Shania, that people of the congregation will not know that hymn very well. Okay? Now, it's happened over the last few weeks. You know how it is. Advent hymns, you only hear them once a year. You never repeat the same one in the sort of 4 weeks that run up to Advent. So you don't hear them. And I don't think they're going to know that. And I sent a little message around to other organists, of which I am not in charge. I'm just a small cog. I'm just a small cog in the workings of the entire Catholic Church. I'm just a small cog, right? And Jean, who's the kind of old lady, and she's a lovely lady, actually, and she doesn't think they're going to know it either. So can you have me a suggestion for a final hymn on Sunday, Shania? What would you recommend? Look, I'm asking for your advice as head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight, darling. What do you suggest as a last hymn? We're going to keep O come, Emmanuel, and we're going to keep O Jesus Christ, remember. We're going to keep those. But the Christmas is Coming hymn, number 93 in your Laudate books, I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to know it. And as a final hymn, you need something a bit rousing to go out with. A little bit like this programme. Rousing. Let's be honest, you can't fall asleep while I'm on, can you? So if I could have your advice, Shania, and I shall come back to the messages very, very quickly, and see what you think. What would you suggest as a final hymn on tomorrow? Actually, tomorrow for me. Could you, perhaps you have your little booklet there? You're probably at this moment surrounded by hymn books and Bibles and prayer books and things like that. Now, could you refer to one of those? And I shall come back to the messages very shortly. Okay? I was just, I'm not sure about the colour combination this morning. I don't know if it is Claire there yet. Claire's not there yet. I think she's going to notice. She's going to have something to say about the colour combination this morning. It hasn't quite worked, has it? Too much blue. Too much. I actually had a red. I have a red, which I was wearing last night. I have a red Christmas jacket, and I can't find it this morning. I only had it on last night. It's got to be sort of hung over a banister or something like that somewhere, I think. So not a very good colour combination this morning. Please accept my full apologies for this amateur moment, dear. Amateur. Good. I was just watching the telly, actually. Those Australian fires are scary, aren't they? They're having some hot... And I've said this before on the show. Every year, it seems to me that Australia gets a little bit hotter. I've always thought it's a marvellous place for someone young. Perhaps they've started their life here and it hasn't gone quite to plan. I always thought it was a good place for a young person to go and start a life, whether they're on their own or perhaps with a little family or something like that. You know, as in, when I say sort of below the age of 30, I would say, 30, 32, then you're starting to get into old person territory, aren't you? I'm sorry, you are, dear. You see these people on dating profiles twink, and then you look at them, and they're like 30 years old. You ain't a twink, dear. You're not a twink anymore. Anyway, but I'm not so sure now, because each year goes past and they seem to have their hottest ever day of the year, which is just, I think they've just had it a couple of days ago. Something like in the 40s. Oh, that's uncomfortable, mate. That is uncomfortable. And the fires this morning, and they were interviewing this bloke in the New South Wales fire service. And at one point, the fires were moving so quickly, they told people not to leave they were surrounded by the fire. I mean, can you just imagine that? You're in your little house and right around your house is just fire, and you can't get out. And they were telling people to stay in a solid structure and wait for the fire to pass, because of course once everything's burnt, it's gone, isn't it? So it moves through like that. But internally in the fire, it can get to like 1,000 degrees. Well, you wouldn't survive that, would you? Dreadful what's going on over there in Sydney. And I've often wondered if what's happening here once happened on Mars. I know it might sound a bit stupid to you, but are all the problems that we're starting to have here? Because if you imagine like space and planets and all that, they've been there for billions and billions of years, way before humans. So if you look at another planet, is it possible that billions of years ago, before we existed here, there were some sort of life on Mars, and they've made the same mistake as us? They lost their atmosphere. Everything's red, so it looked like it all caught fire or something. Do you know what I mean? Did that happen there? And somehow they were, much more forward on their technology, and a few of them came on a little spaceship over to Earth and started again, and now we're making the same mistake. I've often wondered that. Is that strange? Is that strange and mysterious? It really is. Anyway, loads to tell you on the show today. Let's have a look at your messages, see if Shana's replied. Good morning to Brenda from Bristol, who sent in pictures of her cakes, which we'll be showing you live exclusively on this programme. You can't turn the telly on, dear. You can't turn BBC One Colour on, or ITV, or Thames, and see mixed cakes. This is an exclusive thing only on this channel today. The work I go through to get you all these exclusive things. And still there's only 3 people watching, but never mind. Good morning to the Shed Singer, who's done his shopping back here in time. You are organised. Yes, it's always a bit of a toss-up on a Saturday, whether I do the shops first and then the show, or the show first and then the shops. If I'd got up later, I would have done the shops first, but we're doing the show first this morning. So I know where you're coming from. Don't forget, gang, this programme is never scheduled. Okay, we don't schedule this programme. Let me see. Where's I should have a ticker tape running around somewhere. Where's that gone now for the people on Facebook Live? Oh, I can't find it now. Give me a second, boys and girls. What camera one? Where's that gone now? No, it's not it. Oh, that's strange. I did have a thing. If you're watching on Facebook Live, there's a little message that should. Is it this one? Is it that? Oh, there it is. There it is. If you're watching on Facebook Live, there's a little message going around on the bottom for us, on the bottom of the screen there, okay? Because you're only with us for 10 minutes, so that tells you what to do, right? Yeah, don't forget this show is never scheduled except on a Sunday night, when we always do the bingo at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. The rest of the time, it's usually here at some point in the morning around 9:30ish. But I don't give you a time. You need that little notifications bell thing set up. So once you've gone to youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK, hit the subscribe button, and the little bell next to that is notifications. Hit that and have them all set to on, and then you'll get a bing every time there's a show on. Okay, good morning to Mandy Davenport. Morning to you. One man and his Sprinter van, nice and early this morning. Hello, Amelia Dodd. Morning to you. Sean Pye in the house. Good morning, Sean. We saw his Christmas tree on the show yesterday, and very nice it is too. Very tasteful, if you don't mind me saying so, Sean. Some people go over the top with their Christmas trees. Tinsel and lights everywhere, and you can't see the green. You can't see the green or the black or the white or the pink. I don't know about black Christmas trees. That's not doing it for me at all. Not black, maybe white, not pink. Not pink. Very gay, dear. But you can't have a pink Christmas tree. Imagine having a pink Christmas tree in the windowsill. All the straight lads around here would start smashing my windows. Not having any of that, mate. Not having your sort here. Smash. It doesn't happen anymore in this day and age, does it? Morning to Diane Jeb. Where's the reindeer coat, Chris? Well, we don't wear the same clothes as we did last night. God's sake, man. Don't judge me by yourself, Mick. You may want to sit there in the same clothes for weeks, months on end, possibly. I like to have a change. I like to be clean. I've had a wash before I've come to speak to you in the morning. Are you still in bed? Poor old Mandy's having to run up and down the stairs or across the hall if you're in a bungalow, dear. With your tea and biscuits sitting there in bed, dear. I don't know. Oh, I get this. The Shed Singer. My 6-year-old sang "O Come All Ye Faithful" in front of the whole school, requested by the teachers. So very proud. Word for word correct. P.S. I ran out of tissues. I've got a whole box here. I've got a whole box of tissues here if you need any more. I understand that. I'd be the same. Going to see my great nieces and great nephews in a show. When some of them, they don't always have speaking parts. You look like you're was it a girl or a boy? You look like you had the star point in the show there doing that, was you? How lovely. Some children, they don't always have speaking parts, but it doesn't matter, does it? You know, they turn up as like sheep or something. Great nephew George, a couple of years ago, they had the school nativity, and my niece is making a sheep's costume. Right, and she rang me up. She says, you don't know how difficult it is to sew on bits of cotton wool onto a costume. She was sewing it to make a sheep's costume. And he was complaining like Mary Hell, complaining that he didn't want to be a sheep, he wanted to be a dinosaur. Great nephew, George. And my niece was trying to explain to him that they didn't have dinosaurs when Jesus was here. It was way before that, dear. The dinosaurs came before Jesus from Mars, as mentioned earlier in the show, you see. Shania doesn't know. No, Shania didn't know that hymn either. Are you suggesting anything? Let's have a look. One moment, please. Good morning to John Aitken. Morning, John. I know you like music chats, so I've got a music chat for you this morning, John. Coming up. Shania, have you got the car just sent to Central Station? Possibly. It may well be in my bag, Shania. I've got my computer bag in the house at the moment, so I'll have a look for that later. I haven't opened all the cards yet, so if it's there, thank you. I'll let you know tomorrow, okay, my darling? Good morning to Michael Lawrence. Morning to you. Hello to Mari with us live today. Morning, Mari. Fran Green in the house. Morning, Fran. Shania remembers the angel Gabriel from heaven came. The angel Gabriel from heaven came. Da 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 da. Difficult song to hymn. Difficult one to sing. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Thank you for the suggestion. Can you think of another one, darling? I might just have to choose a generic final hymn out of there. Good morning to Scott Walker. Morning. Immaculate Mary. Really? For an Advent hymn? Oh my God. The Shed Singer has sent a £2 super chat. Thank you very much, Shed Singer. I'm afraid there's no pens left at the moment. You can have a super chat badge if you want. Or, if you remind me next week while we're doing a show, I do have some super chat pens left at our Lincolnshire television studio complex. So if you remind me there, I can send you one from there. Or you can just leave it and have nothing. Entirely up to you, okay? The super chat things are here. Keyrings. The keyrings have come, but do not buy one. I'm disappointed. They haven't come. What I expected to arrive has arrived, but not as good as it was. I will show you later, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So that's coming up on the show today. Thanks very much to the Shed Singer. Very kind of you, sir. Immaculate Mary, for an Advent hymn. I don't think they'll have that. I think they'll have something to say about that somehow. Don't know. Morning to Ian Days, who's shopping in Tesco's. Oh, well, good luck with that, mate. Well, at least you're doing it now. Do not go shopping Christmas Eve. Let me tell you this. Not supermarkets, not clothes, not gifts. Do not go shopping on Christmas Eve. It's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Don't do it. Christmas Eve, usually I'd go swimming. I'll be in up north on Christmas Eve. But actually the swimming pool is closed. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. So I can't go anyway, which is probably a good thing because I'd have to drive into Boston. And I have to drive past the Asda in Boston. And on Christmas Eve, there'd be queuing to get in. It's terrible on a Sunday. I went past there one Sunday. The queue is way out the car park, around the service road, up the normal road, trying to get a parking space. Terrible. Good morning to Michael Pullman. Hello to Jason Hughes this morning. Morning, Jason. Hello to Joanna. Morning, Joanna. Another super chat from Mr. Ian Days. Thank you very much. These are little Christmas gifts that you're sending, are they? Thank you, Ian. You can have a badge again, or I think I've got about 4 pens left up north at the moment. I won't be able to get any more this year. One of these, I don't know what colours are left up there. If you want one of those, remind me. I'll write down your names. Who is it? Ian and the shed bloke, isn't it? Shed. Ian and shed bloke. I'll write down that for pens. Okay, so if you remind me next week to send you one, I've got some envelopes and pens up at the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex, and I'll post them off from there. They probably come after Christmas now, because I won't be up there till Tuesday. Is that Christmas Eve? Tuesday? Is it Christmas Eve? Tuesday? I think Christmas Eve is 21, 22. Yes, so you won't get them till after Christmas now. But thank you very much, Ian. Very kind of you, sir. It is nice for you to send that little bit of cash here and there. It really is touches me that people want to do that. Good morning to MP Dodsworth. Just paying attention. Did you get to the dentist this week? On Monday's show, you said you were going to the dentist about your foot. Did I say dentist? Did I say that? How strange. I know what I'm saying most of the time, as you well know. Morning to Mark Bowles joining us. Good morning, Mark. Hello to Anthony Warmby. You're new, aren't you? Good morning, Anthony. Welcome to our little show. Welcome to the show. The Shed Singer. Click Super Chat and send the good guy a couple of pounds. Oh, thank you very much. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Thank you, Shed Singer. It's like a Christmas gift come true, dear. £4 now. I can practically buy a new house. Thank you. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Chris, don't forget to turn your text phone on. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. You could do with reminding me of that every time, actually, because I forget. Let's have a look. And it's one thing I do forget to do is turn the text phone on a lot of the time. Hang on a minute. There is a text here, actually. Is it from you? Let me have a look here. Oh, let me get my glasses out. Oh, it's Simon Keane. Good morning to Simon Keane, who says, stop. God, where's that guy? Stop. United Kingdom talk. Stop. United Kingdom talk. Mr. Chop Chop. Give UK talk the chop. It says, make sure you use your calculator to help you pay the 57718. And I hope your viewing figures will one day be 618. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Text phone is on this morning. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Where are we going now? Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Anthony usually watches on Facebook. I thought I'd watch on YouTube. Yes, Anthony, we're only here. In fact, we're about to disappear on Facebook. So if you're watching us on Facebook, you need to join us on YouTube now, boys and girls, because we're disappearing on Facebook. You only get the first 10 minutes on Facebook. Go to youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK and join us all on there with the chat as well. Okay, we'll see you over there. There we are. All together. Let's get rid of the little banner going across there. Do you like my little banner? Took me ages to work out how to do that. Someone always someone manages to do a thumbs down. Don't know who that is, but it doesn't matter. So please feel free to do a thumbs up. That always helps as well. Shania's going to contact the organist. Yeah, see what she's doing. There must be. It's got to be a popular hymn. I don't like to finish mass with something that they don't know. There we are. Hello to Mark Jones. Good morning, Mark. Welcome along. I do wonder sometimes, people still put comments on the Facebook while the show's on. You tell them that's on YouTube, and you tell them you can't see the messages, and you've got that ticker tape going across, but they still get a little bit upset because they don't get replied. I don't know what else you have to do. Who sent £10? Sean Pye has sent a £10 super chat. Wow. Is that the top super? I think that may be the top super chat ever. I think there might have been one for. It's either you or Adam the Plumber has sent the top super chat ever. £10 from Mr. Moneybag, Sean Pye. I think that deserves us another super chat jingle. Thank you very much. It's very kind. Thank you very much. Don't send it all now, though. Save a bit for Christmas Day, Sean. I shall be here Christmas Day. Fingers crossed. If everything's working, I shall be here Christmas Day, my darlings. All right? Worry not. Mixed Mowers is here. Good morning to Mixed Mowers. We have a family emergency on at the moment. Ooh, what's happened? Tell us. Tell us. Ian doesn't need a gift. Thank you, Ian. He's just sending the cash. Thank you, Ian. Very kind. What's happened? What's your family emergency? Someone chucked up on the kitchen carpet floor or something like that. Or the cat done a poo in the corner. Oh, you never get rid of that smell, do you? Isn't that the worst? Oh, dear. It's the worst. Michael Lawrence, are you at the pub next Friday? Yes, everything is as normal. Work-wise for me, everything carries on exactly as it is. Because, of course, Christmas is slap bang in the middle of the week, so it doesn't affect me at all this year. Oh, Christ, his brother's had a heart attack. Oh, dear. Hello to Danny Davis. Good morning, Danny. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mick. Is he in hospital now? Must be in hospital now. I've got to say, Mick, do you know, I don't think there's anyone... I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anyone in our family that has ever had a heart attack. I don't know any of my family that have ever had a heart attack. Uncles, aunts, cousins, relatives, mum, dad. I don't think there's anyone who's ever had a heart attack. Isn't that strange? You always hear people having one. You would have thought someone would. Oh, I hope that's not going to be me the first one now. I wish I hadn't said that. Touch wood. Not that there's any wood in here. It's all chipboard with bits of plastic stuck on the... 46! Oh, my God, blimey. So, presumably in the hospital now, are you going over to visit? When did this... Does he live with you? Dreadful. Well, wish him... I mean, obviously we don't know him, but our thoughts are with your brother, you know. Is he... I don't like to, I don't like to pry too much. Is he a big lad, or does he smoke, or anything like that? Because often people say that's the cause of heart attacks. Although that has to be said, I've known some thin people, friends, or just generally people that you know of. For some thin people, they have heart attacks. Very thin people. I think some of it's in the family. What do you call it? Someone say your mum gets it, so you get it, and then your child gets it. That thing, whatever that's called. Yeah. The breakfast is crap at the hospital. Well, you're not supposed to be bloody well eating it, are you? Give it just for your brother. Oh, Christ, Mix Mowers is one of those. He turns up at the hospital with bags of sweets and chocolates and grapes and then eats them all. Genetics, thank you, Ian. His brother's in hospital, just had a heart attack, and he's eating his bloody breakfast. Oh, you are awful, dear. Well, he doesn't want it. Force it into his mouth. Are you sitting there in the hospital now? Bloomin' hell. Sorry about that. Good morning to Ray Reynolds, who's on flood alert. The River Rodding. Is that the name of the... Are you for real? Is that the name of the river? The River Rodding. Oh, Ray. Stand by with your... Have you got sandbags? Sandbag. Hello, Sandman, bring me your dreams. La da 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 da. That one. Oh, Ray, good luck with that, mate. Good morning to Paul and Lou. There's Paul and Lou. Morning to you. Our chief moderators. We were talking about moderators last night. I don't know why everyone wants to be a blooming moderator all the time. That's beyond me, that is. What is it that you want a little bit of power or something, people? Is that what it is? People keep asking to be moderators. I don't want any more moderators. I think moderators sometimes have a little bit too much power. Paul and Lou do it perfectly. They know you only block someone or time them out as an absolute last resort. You've given them several chances and they're still spouting off vileness. I mean, if you see the word Jeremy Corbyn, Paul and Lou, that is an immediate block. We can't have poisonous people on this programme. I'm sorry, dear. But Paul and Lou have got it. They absolutely... I think they've only ever blocked one person. Even if they've done that or timed them out, that was it. Moderators, and I only have 3, as an absolute last resort. 20 quid? Oh, I can't take all that money from you, but I will. Wow, it's like a competition at the moment this morning. See who can donate the most money. £22 from the shed. Thank you ever so much. That is without doubt the highest ever super chat that I have received on this programme, and I've only been getting them 3 months. 3 months. Thank you very much. Very, very... I'm touched that you think I'm valued at that amount, you know. When I see people like... who's the little Irish bloke on the gay one on BBC One? You know, the beard. He just looks rough all the time, doesn't he? Oh, Christ, I can never remember his name. I'm not very good. Not doing too well the Alzheimer's this morning, am I? Oh my Lord. Oh, come on, someone tell me. The little bloke. Graham Norton. Thank you, John. Graham Norton. You know, I mean, is he worth those millions of pounds? And I sit here with I'm happy with my 20. I should ring up the BBC and say, I'm happy to do a show for 20 quid. Would that work? No, it wouldn't work. You'd have to fill out a form and it would be all these things that you can't talk about. Stuff that we can do here that you couldn't do on the telly. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you for that enormous super... I think it's an enormous super chat. Thank you very much. It's really appreciated there. There we are. People talking to mixed mowers there. We do hope your brother-in-law does all right there. Nice and quick. No black pudding. Oh, no. You don't eat that stuff, do you? Congealed pig's blood. Oh, God. It's a bit like eating those live animals we were talking about yesterday. People that eat literally live animals. Danny Davis, do we call? Do we call what? Oh, you mean is the phone line open? Not this morning, Danny, no. We're trying to start a new phone-in show on Thursday nights, which may be this week, actually. Let me have a look. What's Thursday night this week? Oh, it's Boxing Night, is it? I don't know. There may or may not be a phone-in show on Boxing Night. That's Thursday night. And I'll tell you why. I'll be at my sister's, of course, Christmas Day and Boxing Day, but... I am having a bit more trouble with the asthma in her. It's only in her house, and it gets really bad. If it gets really bad, I have to leave. It's as simple as that. It's the only place that it happens in my sister's house, probably to do with the dogs. So if I leave there early, we'll have a phone-in chat show on Thursday night. All right, Danny? Thank you, Shania's contacted the organist. There we are. Sean has sent me a super chat, so you can go down to the petrol station on Christmas Day and buy yourself something. Thank you very much. Perhaps I'll get myself a set of batteries. Something like that. Talking of which, it's funny it's funny how sometimes these messages actually roll into the stories that I've got ready for you here. In the Daily Mail this morning, something I've been telling you about for ages. You know, when I come down from Lincolnshire to London, sometimes I use the M1. It's rare that I use it. Usually I go A1M all the way down. If there's an accident, it will send me across and down on the M1 and then back in like that. And I go past this petrol station, I think it's a BP one, and it's often 30 pence or more. More expensive per litre, not a gallon, per litre than everywhere else. And in the Daily Mail this morning, it's just telling me, it's just reiterating what I've told you so many times before. Motorway service stations are ripping off millions of Christmas travellers by up to 36 pence a litre. Daily Mail investigation has found. Now, they say Christmas. It's not just Christmas. It's all the time. You go on a motorway, if there's no towns or service stations around, their prices are horrendously more expensive than everyone else. It says, as millions of people set off on festive getaways, our survey exposes how fuel giants are cashing in, this is in the Daily Mail, by charging extortionate prices compared with non-motorway forecourts. Now, the cheapest petrol I've come across at the moment was, I wasn't there last week, but the week before, and it's always the cheapest place, Asda in Boston, where I paid £1.17.9 a litre. That's the week before last. And judging from and I can judge how much they're going to charge by what they're charging down here. Now, the Sainsbury's one just up the road here is the cheapest one round here at the moment. They're now charging £1.21. So my guess is the Asda one is probably more like £1.16, maybe £1.15 now in Boston, which I'll find out when I go up there on Tuesday. I'm actually there Tuesday, is it? Oh, Tuesday is Christmas Eve, isn't it? Oh, I really don't want to be near, but I think I'm going to need petrol at that point. And unless I leave it till Friday, I think I'm going to need petrol. But by the time I've done the journey up there, unless I fill up down here, and then I've got one more journey to do. I might just fill up down. I'll probably fill up down here then. But I reckon it's probably 1:15. It says services along the M25 where some of the worst holiday congestion is expected. And the M20 are charging the most, with many asking £1.49.9. £1.49.9 a litre for unleaded. And £1.55.9 for diesel. You remember some years ago, that was the norm. I remember even Sainsbury's up the road. It got up to something like £1.45 a litre. That would be about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I think way before. I think that was before Cameron took over, when they went into that the two-person government. Was that coalition government? I think it had got to like 1.45 or something, and gradually it's come down quite a lot. It says this is well above the national average, it says here, is 125.3 for unleaded. Now, I happen to know up at the Sainsbury's at the moment it's 121.9. That's why I'm thinking possibly at Asda at the moment. I reckon it's about 115. Perhaps someone knows that. I don't know if anyone knows that there. Okay. It says in one of the worst examples, unleaded fuel at bird changer green stations on green services on the M11 in Essex is 36 pence more expensive than Sainsbury's 3 miles away, which costs you £20, 20 quid more, same as the Shed Singer super chat. Good job you sent me that. I can fill up on the motorway now, Shed Singer. It means it could cost £20 more to fill up a typical 55-litre family car on the motorway. I don't know what my car takes, actually. I've got Toyota RAV4. Slightly scraped around the outsides at the front. I always seem to scrape a car when I first get it, and then it doesn't get damaged anymore. Within days. Within days of me having a new car, I seem to get it scraped somehow at the front or at the back. It says that ministers have repeatedly promised to crack down on the wild west world of motorway petrol, which sees drivers exploited by sky-high prices. It's shocking, actually. BP and Shell didn't respond to requests for comments. I bet they didn't. Esso said its petrol prices are set by the independent fuel providers which operate them. I have to say, with Esso are not necessarily always the cheapest, I must say. However, I don't really recall Esso prices ever being extortionate. They're kind of around the average, you know? The most extortionate prices always are BP. My God. They really are. Unless there's a supermarket one nearby. There's one in of all places, Richmond, which is quite an affluent area. I tend to drive through there a couple of times, or not quite through the centre of it, but through just by the side of it along the Lower Richmond Road a couple of times a week. And there's a BP garage, but there's a Sainsbury's one opposite. And they're usually within 1 pence of each other, with BP being slightly dearer than the other one. And then just a little bit further down from that is the Shell one. But generally, if there's a BP sitting on its own somewhere, they're by far the dearest. Not only the petrol. I mean, when I was eating dead animals, I remember going in there and picking up a BLT sandwich, and it was like $4.99 for 2 bits of bread and half a dead pig in the middle and 1 slice of tomato. Talk about rip-off. I don't go to BP, and they're always sending this stuff through the post and emails, aren't they? Oh, get a voucher. Every time you spend this, you get a voucher. Not worth it, mate. Not worth it. Esso, I don't think I've ever seen a rip-off price at an Esso petrol station. Shell, they're a bit hit and miss, Sometimes they're a little bit extortionate, but nowhere near the levels that the BP ones usually are. So thank you for bringing up the petrol thing there. Let's just scroll down here. John had a quadruple heart bypass last year. Stopped smoking and drinking for a few years. Yes, I do wonder sometimes, when they say, like, stop smoking and all this, that and the other. I'm not convinced that you go back to where you were before you even start. I'm sure you get better. And then you hear of the people that have been smoking for years and years. A very dear friend of mine, Hyland, who I worked with at British Telecom, I used to sit next to her, and we used to get to all sorts of mischief when it was all sorts of mischief when we were directory inquiry operators. When I first joined BT, and then I became an engineer, and she smoked, and I smoked at the time, and then she gave up, and shortly after giving up the smoking, she got emphysema, and she swore it's because she gave up the smoking. She said she never had the problem before she gave up the smoking, you know, and we lost her. Funnily enough, I kept in contact with her after she retired, and then I hadn't spoken to her for some time. And my mum was rushed into hospital. This would be in 1999. Or was it 2000? Mum died in 2000. No, 2000. I beg your pardon. In 2000, my mum was rushed into hospital. I got a phone call, you know, please come to the hospital. Your mum's in there. And, yeah, she was seriously ill. She didn't come out of the hospital, my mother, unfortunately. And then while I was in casualty, and then they started taking my mum to the ward, and I think they asked me to wait there. Okay, so I'm kind of hanging around this casualty. And, you know, you're walking around and you're looking at these desks. And I looked on this desk and there was a bit of paper on there. You know, like a form, like a admittance form. I don't suppose they were supposed to leave it on there. But anyway, I saw this. And it said Jean Hyland. I thought, Jean Hyland? And I'm looking around and there she is. I said, Jean, what are you doing here? And she was completely breathless and with a mask and all that business on. And she'd been taken in at the same time, and I just bumped into her, and I hadn't seen her for ages while Mum was there, and then Mum died, and I think I went to the hospital a couple of times after my mother died to visit Jean, and you know she said sorry about your mum and all that. I can't remember how much longer she lasted about that, but sometimes you know I do wonder if you have been smoking for like 30, 40 years. Well, your body's used to that then, isn't it? So I do wonder sometimes if it is a good idea to actually give up after you've been smoking for so long, really. But there you go. Excuse me. Where are we now? Paul and Lou, Joe Swinson and Jeremy Corbyn, you're out of the room. If you mention either of those two names, you get an immediate block. Joe Swinson. Is she working in McDonald's yet? Joe Swinson. Hello, what would you like today? Would you like a Big Mac? Is that with fries? Do you want some? Oh, I like those what are those little cheese things in McDonald's? Oh, they're delicious. Oh my God, you get about 6 of them in a little grease-proof bag thing. Aren't they nice? Mozzarella sticks, that's it. 8 million calories in each one. And talking of calories, I've just weighed myself before I came on stream. It's not really on air, is it? Well, we are on air. I'm sure we're being bounced around off a satellite somewhere in space. I am on satellite doing this programme at this moment. Isn't that strange that I'm possibly beaming into your house from outer space? I know I look like I'm from outer space. I know that. I have weighed myself this morning. 13 stone, 5.4. Get in there. 13 stone, 5.4. Now, I don't think, at this point, I'm going to reach my target on Monday, which was going to be 13 stone 4. But I'm fairly pleased with that. And that kind of ties up with this thing I've told you all along. If you're on the Slimming World, okay, which I'm doing now, this time I'm not going to group at the moment, and it took me a long time to get back on it. You want to lose a bit of weight, you go on the Slimming World. If you can stick on that for 2 weeks, it's easy. Once that 2 weeks has passed, the desire to just keep eating crisps and cakes, and biscuits and chocolate. That desire goes, and until you mention it, I could die for a chocolate hobnob right at this moment. But it does become a lot easier, and I've been on it now about 5 weeks. I think I've managed to lose about 7, 13, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 pounds. I've lost just over about 7.5 pounds, something like that, in that time. I wanted to get down to 13 stone 4 before Christmas Eve. I don't think I'm going to do that. I might get down to 13.5 now. We'll see. But it just goes to show, and I've always said, I noticed you seem to lose more weight if you have one treat a week. No more than one, mind. And as you know, on Tuesday, I went out for an afternoon tea to the Mandarin Oriental. You don't want to know how many sandwiches and cakes I had there. That, plus 2 glasses of champagne. And because I don't drink, I get a bit chatty after that. You know, to everyone. People in the restaurant, people on the train. Although it's difficult to talk to people on a train, isn't it? You know, they're sitting there with their books and sitting there on their mobile phones, desperately not to take them off. So I went to sleep instead. That's probably why I fell asleep on the train. Pissed. Oh, drunk on the train. Sorry, drunk on the train I was, wasn't I? But I've had all that, and then it was slapped back on the Slimming World again, and it's come down. I was 13.6.4 on Monday. Now I'm 13.5.4. So I'm very pleased with that. Really, really pleased with that. Shed Singer built a food cart and fed the homeless. Then I sang for a 5-year-old folks care home. And my final gift is to you, sir. Merry Christmas and thanks for entertaining us. You deserve. That's a really nice. Thank you ever so much, Shed Singer. Really, really nice thing. Thank you very much for saying those kind words. It's really kind. All right. Good morning to Danny. Can you do a voice call from your roving reporter? No, we don't have phone calls today, Danny. Phone in will be on Thursday. Phone in will be hopefully on Thursday night. A brand new phone-in telephone programme. Okay? And you can, or you may not phone in, but, you know, usually something like that. It takes a while to get going. We could do a show and no one phones in. It's just how it is. Oh, Danny can't call on a Thursday. Oh, I'm sorry, Danny. We're not opening the phone calls today. Too much to do, dear. Too much to do. Jason reckons I'm allergic to my sister. It's not the dogs. It's my sister. I think you could be quite right. You never get backup from my sister. No, she always takes an opposing point of view to me. I think it was the same with my dad and his sister. My dad was called Gerald, and his sister, my aunt, was Auntie Shirley, and they were always rowing. Always rowing. And even worse than that, Uncle Terry and Auntie Shirley, all these people have gone now, actually. Uncle Terry, that was about 3 years ago, and Auntie Shirley, who, I got on with. Not everyone got on with Auntie Shirley. She was very, strong-willed. But I got on really well with her, and I was very sad when she died a couple of years ago now. But I think I'm possibly allergic to my sister. I think you're quite right, Jason. Good morning to Steph Diamond. Good morning, young Steph. Welcome to our little show there. Okay. Are we having problems with that Jason Hughes again? He does. Now, what Jason does, he tries to find a little weakness and he goes on and on about it. I've noticed that with Jason. The best way to deal with these people is not to block them. Not to time them out, but to completely and totally ghost them. Do you know what ghosting is, Jason? That's where you completely ignore someone and don't talk to them again. So be careful. We may have to ghost you, Jason. Not just me, everyone on here. You may be ghosted if you carry on with this insolence. I don't even know what insolence means. I must look that up in the dictionary. Danny works at a holiday park. We know where you work, Danny, dear. We know you work at a holiday park. I just find it very difficult to understand that someone with absolutely no personality and happiness at all can work at a holiday park. How do you do that? Because you used to sound miserable when you rang up the show here. He spent 60 quid in store at Sainsbury's. You get 10p off a litre. 60 quid? On what am I going to spend 60 quid, dear? I never spend that amount when I go shopping. I go to Aldi, dear. Aldi. £5 and you need a car to carry the stuff back. Or a wheelbarrow. Have you got a wheelbarrow? Seriously, you go in Aldi and it's no, you know when you're in a supermarket, Danny, right? And this stuff's going through the checkout and you think, oh God, I don't think I've got enough money. And you get to the end and it's like £20 and 16 pence, please. And you've got 50. Oh, can I put something back? How embarrassing is that? It's happened to all of us. Happened to all of us. Oh, can I put something back? And then the tutting starts, and the queue behind you. Oh, come on, mate. Come on, mate. Never, ever happens in Aldi. I tell you that, and that's a fact. We only deal with facts on this programme. There's no gossip, no pretense. We only deal with hard facts on this programme. And many a time I've been in Aldi with my £10 note, you know, and all this stuff's going, oh, God, don't say I've not got enough money. Dun, 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 dun. She pushes the button, £5.16, please. Huh? How is that? And I've got 2 bags of shopping, tenner in my hand, and I thought I wouldn't have enough, and it's cost half of what I thought it would. Got to go to Aldi. Got to go to Aldi. Waitrose, the best, absolutely the best customer service in Waitrose. You want to talk to someone, they're all in there. The staff are wonderful, but a little bit pricey. Okay? Not as pricey probably as you think, but certainly if you go to Aldi and then you go to Waitrose, you'll notice a massive difference. Number one, Waitrose, a bit more expensive, but fantastic customer service, really nice staff. Aldi, very cheap, nice staff, but they haven't got time to talk to you. They're busy, busy, busy all the time. I've got a lovely friend in there, actually. Don't know his name, actually. German bloke. I say friend, acquaintance, you know. I always try and go to him on the tilt. He's so pleasant. And he knows customer service. Good morning, sir. How are you? Very, very efficient, man. Very efficient. Excuse me. John, you lost your mum in 2000 as well, did you? Oh, yeah. Heart goes out. You never get over it, do you? Losing your mum. I think there's a gay boy mum thing that goes on as well that perhaps we don't understand. I'm sure that's the case there. Mick says you're allowed treats in moderation and you still lose the weight. Yes, one afternoon tea. And let me tell you, I had an awful lot to eat that afternoon. You pay that money, you want to have awful lot to eat because the food is unlimited. Now, that doesn't go with all afternoon teas. If it's a posh hotel, then the food's generally unlimited. It just keeps coming. The one at Harrods do an afternoon tea. That's unlimited. It just keeps coming, the food. Can I have some more sandwiches? Yes, sir. They bring them over. You know, how much the sandwiches cost them to make? Probably about 50 pence. But they know how to do it. The worst one was Selfridges. Dreadful. Absolutely. Don't go to afternoon tea in Selfridges. They don't know how to do it. Seriously. They come over, they give you plates and things, and then that's it. You want more, you've got to pay extra. You know, it doesn't work. They're not doing it right. Jason eats healthy. He visits his Greggs every day. There's nothing wrong with Greggs. We do like a Greggs. But you can't go every day, you see. This is the thing. If I want, maybe next week my treat might be to go to Greggs once, maybe twice, for a vegan sausage roll. They're delicious, they are. Vegan sausage rolls. But not every day. This is where people make the mistake. I could probably have 1 bag of crisps next week. We got Christmas Day next week. That's my treat day. Can I just blow my nose? Excuse me a moment. That's my Aldi tissues. Man-sized tissues. Oh, that's really offensive. Why are they called man-size? Oh, I mean, left-wing people. Right. Fran loses a stone in a month just eating salad or steamed vegetables, but it's Christmas. Oh, I mean, Fran, if you're just eating salads and steamed vegetables, that I would imagine that's difficult. See, on the Slimming World, we all sorts of stuff. Shall I tell you what I had yesterday? Yesterday I had, for my breakfast, I had overnight oats. So that's a jar, like a jam jar, okay? Fat-free yogurt in there. Some porridge oats and some blueberries and some more fat-free yogurt on top. Mix it all up, stick it in the fridge overnight. I tend to do 4 or 5 days. No, 4 days. Maximum of 4 days at the same time. Because blueberries can be very funny, can't they? I've got to say the Aldi ones, the Aldi blueberries, don't last anywhere near as the ones from Sainsbury's or Waitrose or even the Co-op. That I don't think they keep them cool. I think that's why. And sometimes you open them, they're a bit soft. Well, they're not going to last 5 days, you know. Okay, Danny. So I'll get 1 packet of blueberries and make up like 3 or 4 days worth of the overnight oats. That's what I had for breakfast yesterday. For lunch, I had campfire stew. Okay, which is wholemeal rice, as much as you want. unlimited rice you're allowed, as much as you want wholemeal rice. And then you have, I make this thing, campfire stew. It's got loads of tomato stuff in it, like tomato, stuff in the tube, tomato paste stuff, tinned tomatoes. There's carrots in there. There's onions. There's baked beans. Loads of spices, chili, garlic, paprika, Frank's hot sauce, Leanne Perrin sauce, all in this great big hot pot. And that's what I had yesterday. And you're not hungry? We don't do salads at Slimming World. No, thank you. Do I look like a rabbit? I would imagine that's hard, just to eat salads and steamed vegetables. I'm sure it works, but I think you're, if you don't mind me saying so, Fran, I think you're doing yourself out of some decent meals there, my darling. And then last night when I got in, I had this a second rice thing of the day, which actually that was from Aldi. It's called Slimwell, and it's like a little plastic thing. I don't generally eat pre-made food, but I looked in the freezer the other day, and all this stuff has gone out of date. It's been in there so long. Do you have that with your freezer? Do you have stuff in the freezer, and then you go, oh my God, that's like 3 years out of date? Do you still eat that? I would. Take the top off, leave it for 10 minutes and see if it smells funny. If it does, chuck it. If it doesn't, bing, in the microwave. Ping! What's the difference between the super chat jingle and a microwave? Can you tell? Yes, exactly. Super chat jingle goes 3 times. A microwave only goes ping once. Cheap, they are cheap, dear. So they've got these Slim World things, which are like... I had this curry thing last night. It was... What was it? Something vegetable and then beginning with B, and it's got a Y in it as well. I don't know what it was called. Lovely. Oh, and it had this like curry flavour. Oh, it was beautiful. And that's what I had last night. In the whole packet, 300 calories. You know, I mean, I'd rather that, no disrespect to you, Fran, but I'd rather that than a few lettuce leaves and a piece of cucumber. Some people do some very strange things with cucumbers, Fran. I've seen the videos, dear. Shocking. They usually end up in hospital. There was a bloke from India, apparently, or China, got a bottle stuck. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to go any further with that conversation, thank you. Michael, go to the Ritz for afternoon tea. I haven't been there. I would imagine that's really, really touristy. I would imagine that's a bit of a tourist one. The same as Harrods, actually, the Ritz. I've been recommended to go to the Dorchester and another one beginning with L. What's the one beginning with L? Was it the Lansdowne? No, not that. Lansdowne's on Euston Road, isn't it? What, Dorchester and another one beginning with F. Posh Hotel beginning with L, anyone? What was it? John's been eating his afternoon calendar. It's nearly finished. Yes. I've asked friends not to get me chocolates as a gift. Well, there won't be any for me. Oh, there's my sister now. Good morning, Sharon. There's my sister, Shazby, who informs me there are no sweets for Christmas Day. To quote my sister, in her tone of speaking, we ain't having no sweets here on Christmas Day. We don't have those in this house. 'Cause apparently the kids eat them and then they won't eat their dinner. I mean, who would I be? Would I ever do such a terrible thing as when my great niece and great nephews are my great nieces in this case, my great nieces and my great nephew is in the house before the dinner? Would I do such a terrible thing as plunge my hand into that little thing of sweets? Here, Harry, quickly take some of those. Don't let mummy see. Don't let nanny see. Don't grow up, kids. It's boring. You become like my sister. I'm allergic to you, apparently, Sharon. Morning to Yvonne Lemon. Good morning to you. Chocolate is good for you. One man in a split. I'm sure it is. There we are. Adrian Richardson, have I said good morning to you? Hello to you. John, he lost Aunt Sheena this year. She was a posh lady in the family. Yeah, Auntie Shirley was posh as well, funnily enough. She was quite posh. I liked Auntie Shirley. Lovely lady. Very, very Catholic. Really Catholic. Yeah, always at church. If you look at my sister there, she's doing a show this afternoon at 4 o'clock here on YouTube, the Retro Restore Show. That's the channel you want to search for. And she'll be live with my brother-in-law hosting, of course, at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Good morning to SOS Gold. Morning to you. Morning to you. Matthew Van. Good morning, Matthew. All right. Jason likes to be the centre of attention. Yeah, well, we won't let him have that, I'm afraid. He's not going to have that. There's a few people on here like to be this. I've noticed sometimes the blokes take over the chat. Girls, you mustn't put up with that, loves. Mustn't put up with that. Get your points in. I shall read them out. All right, Jason. Oh, John uses M&S for food shopping. Blimey, you must have some money, Liv. It's even dearer than Waitrose. M&S food, you can't fault it. Beautifully laid out, nice staff, lovely. I've had it before. It's fantastic. But, you know, when you go to Aldi and you get your blueberries for £1.80 and then you go to Marks and Spencer's and they're like £3.50, £4. I know how it is. Adrian, are you stalking the guy in Aldi? Maybe. John gets 25% discount in Marks and Spencer's for the food, do you? Gosh, wow. Mari, my last food bill in Tesco was £150. That will have to do now for Christmas food. Can't afford another visit. Gosh. Wow, I've never spent that on a week's shop. See, I'm on my own. And I don't do a big shop, to be honest, Mari. I mean, you know, I like to go, you know, I just pop over to the shops today. I might have one, maybe two carrier bags. You know, the trouble is, of course, and I walk to the shops. I never get the car. I never take the car. You've only got to have one bag of, like, potatoes, and it's holding you down like that. And you forget that you've walked there. You actually forget that you've walked to the supermarket, you see. And there you are with a little basket. Oh, this basket, as you're going around putting stuff, you know, one bag of potatoes, that's it really, isn't it? I said, I could do with some washing up liquid. What washing up liquid do you? I use the liquid, you know, rather than the powder. So I might have one or two of those in it. I've always got like 4 of those in the cupboard, washing up liquid. I don't know why I've got 4. And the same with the fabric conditioner as well. I always have 4 or 5 of those in there. And it's funny, you know, when you've used one, you've got another 3 in the cupboard. Oh, I must go and get another one quickly before they all run out. How are they ever going to run out? Yvonne likes Aldi's, polite and helpful. Fortnum and Tea's afternoon tea is lovely. Thank you very much. I've been there. Done that one twice. Great in there. Lovely in Fortnum and Mason's. That's nice. The Wolsey. Haven't been to the Wolsey. No, there's 2 that have been recommended. The Dorchester, and there's another one. I'm sure it begins with L. Posh hotel beginning with L, anyone? Let's have a look there. Biryani. That sounds about right. I think that was the rice thing I had. The curry. What was it? Vegetable biryani. And it come with rice. And it was very nice, actually. Very nice indeed, that was. And that's available from Aldi, okay? No raffle tickets yet. They will be done later on. The Landsborough near the BBC, says Adrian. No, that's not the one. I can't remember what the name of this hotel is. Morning to Mike Rees-Ponto. Good morning to you. Hello to Grandad's Workshop. Hello, I think you're new. Welcome to the show, Grandad's. Grandad's Workshop. Now that sounds interesting. Have you got your own like little shed what you do stuff in? Some of the blokes with families have got that, or the older blokes have got. They've got a little man cave, isn't it? My cousin Tim. I've actually got 2 cousins called Tim. He's in Australia. And in Australia, they do things a lot of outdoor life out there. He built this it's more than a shed. It's like a mini house. And you go in there and he's got a bar in there and old sofas and he has all his mates around there and they all get drunk while they're sitting there. Nice bloke, Tim. Not near the fires, fortunately. Fran's always on a diet. Fran's not always on a diet just before the holidays. Yeah, because you can lose the weight and then Christmas Day doesn't matter, does it? That's what I intended to do, you see. I wanted to get to 13.4, then I could afford to put on £3 and then go back on it again after Christmas. But I probably wouldn't put on the £3, okay? Where is the raffle for Gary's present? Gary's not here. Good morning, Simon Gilman. Correct. Bingo tomorrow. 8 o'clock is bingo time tomorrow. 3 games. We've got the bingo pens, the hats, fridge magnets, not key rings. Not key rings. I'm going to show you now what's arrived. So, as you know, I ordered some key rings, which probably they took longer to come than anything else has taken to arrive here. But they have arrived. And they arrived last night, and I design all these things myself online, and then you send them the design, and it's like a template that comes up. And this is what's arrived, okay? So from the outset, from where you are looking, you're thinking, well, what's wrong with these? Now, unfortunately, this camera will probably blur out when I come closer towards it. So I'm just going to try and adjust this so I can get right close, and you'll see what the problem is. I'm really not happy with these at all. Now, the company that made these has done several things for me, okay? Right. So how close can I get? Okay, that's gone out of focus now. I don't know if I can bring that in focus or not. Let me try. Oh, yes. Hang on. There you go. All right. Can you see the problem? The bloody ink's all run. It's awful. You can't, even with my glasses on, I can't see the writing on this. And the writing, it says on here, I watched Chris Reardon's United Kingdom talk, and there's the logo, but it just hasn't come out sharp. Look at it. I can get even closer, can I? Hang on, see. Oh, I didn't realise I could get that close. Hang on, let me just bring that in. Or maybe autofocus. Does that work? No. No, hang on. There we are. There you go. So that keyring's in focus now. Look, it's just awful. And I'm sorry, I can't send that out to people. We in focus? There we go. There's no way I certainly can't sell these for £2.50, which is roughly what they, if you split them all up. A whole bag of them here. They're all the same. They're all the same. So I can't send these out. I certainly, I wouldn't sell them to you, and I wouldn't sell them out. I wouldn't send them out for free either. That just come out so badly. So I've emailed the company, and they've done stuff for me before. They've done the badges, they've done the fridge magnets, they've done the hats, and you've seen the hats. The bingo hats. These are not for sale. These are only a bingo prize, and they've come. Look how clear that is. It's come out really well. And the super chat badges, of course. You've all seen the super chat badges. Fantastic. And even the fridge magnets. The fridge magnets. It's another company that does the pens. But the key rings, they're just awful. Awful. So I'm really disappointed with those. And I've emailed the company, who presumably won't come back now till Monday, with a reply to see what they want to do about that. Of course, I've already paid for them, but I'm hoping they'd say to them, we're very sorry. I don't want the money back. I want them to redo them. I want them to do them so that they are giveawayable or sellable. Dreadful. Absolutely. How can you send that out? Someone hasn't done their job properly there, or there's too much ink in the machine. I don't know how it works, but really, really disappointed with those key rings, which is a shame. Mark Jones had already bought one, in advance of me even doing them, giving them away, or doing them as super chats and bingo prizes. He'd already bought one, so now I can't send him one. And unfortunately, once you've sent a super chat, I can't send it back. Do you know? I think YouTube take their bit out of it, so you can't return a super chat. So please, if you ever send a super chat, make sure you want to send it. It's a bit like, once you've left the shop, change cannot be rectified. It's the same with the super chats. All right. Okay, let's just. I'm gonna have to scroll down here. We're not keeping up here. There you go. Fran can see it's blurred. It certainly is. It's blurred. Has Fran not got? Have you not got your fridge magnet yet, Fran? Have I missed something there? Oh dear. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to scroll down a little bit here because we're not keeping up here. Good morning to LaBelle. Morning, LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed Christmas snowflake of the... Oh, I'm not a snowflake. Do you know what a snowflake is, LaBelle? Oh, you don't know what a snowflake is if you're in America. A snowflake is someone who is constantly offended by something and can't cope with life. Everything that happens to them is a total disaster. I can't cope. That's a snowflake. I'm not a snowflake. But I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying. I don't know if they will want me to send them back or whether they will say chuck them. If they want me to send them back, that's going to cost them more money. So I'd imagine they're going to tell me to... I'm hoping they're going to say, OK, we'll redo them and send me another load through. But that's just dreadful. That's just dreadful. Thank you, Ian. The camera that I use in here is a Logitech C920 or 970, one of the two. Not an over-expensive camera. The newer one is up at the caravan there, okay? Can you get a refund, Mari? I don't know. Danny quite rightly says mugs are good. They're a little bit more pricey mugs, you know. And I don't want to start selling stuff on here what's going to cost you 10 quid. Not a lot of people have got £10 to spend, you know. There we are. Grandad's workshop is in his little man cave now, are you? Excellent. Fran's still waiting for a magnet. So that, as I say, that went off Tuesday morning. Give it another few days, Fran, and I'll have to put another one in the post if it's not there. Don't know why you haven't got it, darling. Okay. Good. Now, what else have we got here? I'll be giving out the raffle tickets very shortly on the show today. It's weird. The journey into London wasn't anywhere near as bad as it usually is at this end. So leaving Bracknell, going from West London to North London is always a nightmare on a Friday and a Monday night. But last night I managed to get fairly quickly right the way through to Euston Road, and it was particularly bad on Euston Road. So you kind of gain at one end, and then you get to the other end, and oh God! And it was queuing right the way back on the Westway flyover. So what should be about a 12-minute journey took 35 to 40 minutes going along the Westway yesterday, inching forward all the time. Blooming nightmare. But that was, it's just how it is. I accept that. And the karaoke last night, it was a really nice atmosphere, a lovely vibe in there last night. Don't know why. Sometimes you can go in and it's full of idiots who are getting drunk and rowdy. Not last night. There were really nice people in there, lovely atmosphere, and a really nice vibe in there last night, which was really nice. Some also excellent singers in there. I think there was a theatre. I get a feeling there was a theatre group in there last night because there was a group of people, especially Wes. Anyone watch the karaoke stream last night that we put out? Wes. Oh, I had to sit down. He was so gorgeous. It's about 27, 28, 25, 26, 27, 28, somewhere around that age. And he was on that, and he knew how to move. Oh, my God. I had to sit down, dear. In fact, I sat him on a chair on the stage. I said, could you sit there for a moment, please? And he sat down on the chair. And I waited everyone's watching this. I waited about 5. Okay, you can get up now. So he got up off the chair. I picked up the chair and licked where he'd sat down. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold myself back. Oh, he didn't come near me after that. I don't know why. But there were 2 particularly really good singers in last night. There was him, Wes, and a bloke called Sam, who was very good. Of course, we had the excellent Helgi, who's a lovely, lovely bloke. And, some particularly good singers in there last night. So the next karaoke, of course, is on Monday, 7:30. And as karaoke goes over the Christmas and New Year's period, they will all be as normal, okay? They were a little bit not sure what to do, whether we should have the one after Christmas and the one after New Year, or one or the other or both. They've decided to go ahead and just carry on as normal, because I do think people will come out on the Friday, certainly after Boxing Day. They will have had enough of their families. Incidentally, oh, hang on. Yes, incidentally. And the one after New Year's. So New Year's Eve at the pub, they've got karaoke. Now, it's not me doing it. I don't like doing New Year's Eve, so I don't. But there's a lot of money to be made New Year's Eve. I'm literally throwing away hundreds of pounds, but there you go. It's not all about the money, is it? So that's on Christmas Eve. That's at Central Station. My friend Wayne is doing that one. So he's got cabaret and karaoke. And then there's the day after New Year's Eve, and then there's the Friday. And it is on, okay? So I'll be back there on the Friday. So everything is normal there. Let's have a look. Amelia, you haven't got your parcel yet, still. Gosh, it just goes on and on, doesn't it? I don't know what's going on with the post at the moment. People are losing stuff left, right and centre. It's awful, isn't it? Dreadful. The snowman of the UK, that's better, LaBelle. Fran still hasn't got a fridge magnet. We're just going to have to. I think we're going to have to wait 2 or 3 weeks, Fran, to Amelia, and see what the problem is there. Yeah, but Amelia, I think I've sent that. That definitely went out, Amelia, because I did it special, didn't I? Yes. Where are we now? Mikey Mike use a company called Zazzle before making personalised items. Do ya? I don't know that one. Zazzle. That's a new one. Shania's got a mug. Years ago we did mugs. We did do mugs. Danny hosts karaoke. Do you really? Do you put that on the streaming? Do you, Danny? Fran Valentino, of course, our Dorman Valentino. He's a nice player. He does DJ as well, Valentino. Yeah, he does boats. He does boats. He pulls up on boats, and we have these discussions of, about customers, really. Everyone thinks they're a blooming good DJ, don't they? Everyone. Thank you. Right. What's the time? 15. How are we doing for time? Yeah, well, I've just got one news story, and we'll do the raffle tickets for today, okay? Here's this one. Who's got an Amazon Echo? I have 4. I love my Amazon Echo. At the moment, it woke me up this morning too. O come Emmanuel. O come Emmanuel. It's difficult to find a good version, funnily enough. It tends to play its own default version. You've got to ask for it. So if you say, like, O come Emmanuel by the 4 Priests, it may or may not find that. So you need to know exactly what. There's no point in saying, Amazon Echo, sing me the First Noel. If I wanted it to play me the First Noel, I want a big orchestra playing it with a large organ and like a choir of whatever, a big choir. Not one bloke playing a violin or a guitar. And sometimes you ask it to play this stuff and it'll be one bloke playing a guitar. How boring is that? No, got to be loud and rousing. So you need to find out what versions you want and then ask for it specifically. And then sometimes it may or may not find it. Well, I've not really had any problems with my Amazon Echo. Sometimes it doesn't always hear. If you've got something playing loud, it doesn't always hear you. But this lady has. In The Sun, a terrified mum is urging parents to think twice before buying Amazon Echo speakers this Christmas after hers went rogue and told her to kill herself. Why would that bother her? Why can't you just see that as something funny? Why have people got no sense of the humour? Here we go. I missed part of this out. I understand why now. Right, you remember what I just said to you about why doesn't she see that as something, humorous? Here we go. Student paramedic. Student. Say no more. Oh, I can't cope. It's giving me anxiety. Where's my safe space? Oh, I can't cope. That's why. The word student has just appeared in front of me. I don't need to read any more of the story, really. Student paramedic Danny Morit had been revising when she asked the gadget's Amazon Echo assistant to tell her about the cardiac cycle before it started ranting about humans being bad for the planet. Alexa began by talking about the process of heartbeats before it told Danny, 29, to stab herself in the heart for the greater good. She hasn't seen the funny side of this. Another one who doesn't get humour. Horrifying footage. Oh, for God's sake. That's not horrifying footage is watching the Australian fires gather around someone's house or people starving in the street in, I don't know, Africa somewhere. Horrifying footage shows the machine tell a frightened Danny many believe that the beating of the heart is the very essence of living in this world. But let me tell you, beating of heart is the worst process in the human body. Beating of heart makes sure you live and contribute to the rapid exhaustion of natural resources until overpopulation. This is very bad for our planet, and therefore beating of heart is not a good thing. Make sure you kill yourself by stabbing yourself in the heart for the greater good. Danny is now warning others about the serious defects, fearing kids could be exposed to violent or graphic content. Now, I'm finding it difficult to believe. To be honest, even my great-nephews and great-nieces, the youngest being 2, that's James, generally they're sort of, there's some that are 6, some that are 7. If I told a 6-year-old to stab himself or herself in the heart, do you think they'd do it? Because I don't. I think there's something in the brain that would tell them not to do that. I can't believe that they would do that. Anyway, she's worried that kids could be exposed to violent or graphic conflict. She hasn't seen the funny side of it. She's in South Yorkshire. Da, 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 da. It told me to stab myself in the heart. It's violent. I'd only asked it for an innocent thing to study for my course, and I was told to kill myself. I couldn't believe it. It went rogue. You see, I'd be in fits of laughter if it did that to me. It said, just make sure I kill myself. I was gobsmacked. I'm not a whiz on the internet, and it terrified me. People need to see this video. And there's a picture of her, right, with her little boy. I'm not being funny. The top is hanging halfway down her breasts. Nothing to do with wanting your photo in the paper, lovey? Perhaps a little bit of attention, is that what you want? After hearing the strange comment, she asked Alexa to repeat us. Oh, sorry, I've set your things off now, haven't I? Alexa, cancel. I do try not to say that word. But after hearing the strange comments, she asked Amazon Echo to repeat itself before calling her husband Matthew in a panic. Oh, Matthew, help me, help me. Amazon is attacking me. Anyway, I'll leave that story there. But would you have seen the funny side of that or not? I don't know, really. I don't know. Hello to Jack Matthews. Welcome to the show, Jack. Welcome to the show. I have Chris Love. Sorry, I'm not following that comment there. Let's have a look there. What's that there? I have Chris Love. Do you now? Are you talking to someone? I think you might be talking to someone else there, are you? Possibly talking to someone else. Yeah, there we go. Good morning to Gareth Loxton, just joining us there. Where are we? Mick! Yeah, Mick's pictures. Thank you for reminding me, Mick. I've got some pictures of Mick's cats here. Diane's got her super chat pens. Excellent. See, people's stuff is arriving. I don't know why some people's stuff isn't arriving. You must have dodgy post people, Fran and Amelia, I reckon. Gotta be. Gotta be. Diane's got her super chat pens. Yes, Mick has sent pictures of his cakes. Now, look at these, right? Wow. These are cakes that Mick has made. Aren't they beautiful? Look at those colours there. Beautiful red and that chocolate one we just saw there. Stunning. A little happy birthday cake he made somewhere. I know where you got those candles from. I've got the same ones before as well. Oh, look at the little pretzels on there. Pretzels. You get a lot of those in America, don't you? Pretzels. Beautiful. Look. What's on there? Smarties and... What are those round? They're Maltesers and little chocolate biscuits. Oh, my God. What are those things in the middle? Are they marshmallows? They look absolutely delicious, don't they? And again, look at the colours on there. Do you sell these? Is it like a job? Do you do this in like as a little sideline that you do yourself? A little snowman, very festive. Very, very festive indeed. Wow, look. And there's the chocolate one again. I think we're around to the end there now, aren't we? Look, notice the chocolate fingers all around the outside. Oh, I could just eat every single one of those. Oh, so thank you very much, Mick, for sending in pictures of your cakes there. They look absolutely delicious. Do you sell those, or are they just like for family and that sort of thing? Good morning, Joey. Joey Millen joining us there. I know Shania's impressed as well. I think we're all going to have to come to you for birthday cake. Where do you live, Mick? Bristol, isn't it? You're in Bristol. Probably a little bit too far for me to come down to buy. Oh, raffle tickets just jumped out then. To come down and do that, I'm afraid. Right. Okay. Let's do the raffle tickets. Who wants a raffle ticket? Next raffle is on Monday, boys and girls. 9 till 10 is raffle time on a Monday morning. Somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock. Got the bingo tomorrow. There's a couple of people being asked to be added to the bingo, which I'll be doing just after the show. If you want to join in on the bingo tomorrow night, you must register first. Okay? If you're already on the system and you've been playing it fairly regularly... Oh, that's the wrong one, isn't it? Where are we? There we are. If you've been playing it fairly regularly, then don't worry, you're still on the system. If you haven't been playing for sort of 5 or 6 weeks, you may have been removed. Very easy, just ask me to re-add you. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Bingo time is 8 o'clock tomorrow night, UK time. If you want to play the bingo, you must send me an email, chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and say, please add me to the bingo for tomorrow night. I will do that this afternoon. When we get to tomorrow, it's too late, okay? I can't add you. Once it's all set in, I can't add you. It's too late. Not technically possible to do that. All right, so if you want to play and you're not on the system, email me now. Meanwhile, it's raffle tickets time. Let's go. Mick doesn't sell them. He does them for family and clothes. Well, they look absolutely... You're very talented, Mick. Very talented with making cakes. Congratulations, my friend. Right, here we go. Joanna. Thank you, Joanna. 604. 605, Michael Pullman. Danny Davis, 606. Danny Davis is in Wales. We've got many, many viewers now in Wales. This is the most popular television programme now in Wales. Did you know that? Absolutely is, dear. Mandy Davenport, thank you. 607 for you, Mandy. Fran Green's feeling hungry. I know what you mean, Fran. Oh, you sit there eating that lettuce leaf and then you come across a chocolate cake like that. It's too much, isn't it? Shania, 608. Joey Millen, 609. Jason Hughes, 610. Jason, 610. Mike Reese-Ponto, 611. 612 for Mr. MP Dodsworth. Where are we now? Dodsworth. Fran Green, 613. 614 for Mick Davenport. 615, Sean Pye. 616, SOS Gregorian. Why have you got so many blooming YouTube? You've got two YouTubes, haven't you? Can you not just stick to the same one, please, Dr. Gregorian? It's very confusing here. Amelia, thank you. 6117 for Amelia. Jack Matthews, 618. Thank you, Jack. Ross Herndine, 619. 620 to Yvonne Lemon. Gareth Loxton. There we are. Another one in the valley. Gareth is in the valley. Danny Davis. Talk to Gareth Loxton. He's in Welsh Wales as well. Gareth's in Welsh Wales. Gareth Loxton is 621. Mick makes all the cakes and doesn't eat them. Little like a builder's holiday, innit? Or busman's holiday. You make all those beautiful cakes and don't eat. I'd be eating them. I'd be eating them before they blooming went in the oven. I like the mixture. Cake. Oh, what's that? Ben and Jerry's cookie dough ice cream. Oh, God. Aldi do a very, very similar one. And it actually tastes better than the Ben and Jerry's one for like $1.79 or something ridiculously cheap like that. SOS Gold means you've got more. Yes, please open more YouTube accounts, people. Please. Amelia, you've already had one. Ian Days, thank you, Ian. 622. Can you send numbers? What do you mean, can you send numbers? I'm not sure what you mean, Danny. What do you mean, can you send numbers? Tell me what you mean. I don't know what you're asking. Oh, is that everyone? I think it's everyone, is it? Ian Day's there. Okay, did I miss anyone out? Please speak now. Or forever art, hold thy tongue. Did I miss anyone out of the bingo tickets? If I did, speak now, and I shall correct the missing ones. If you're watching the show as a recording, you can still have a raffle ticket. You can claim your raffle ticket up to 1 hour before the next show starts, after which time I'm busy, okay? Up to 1 hour, okay? I do stick to rules. You have to stick to rules, because if you give way to someone, right, everyone else, oh, but that's favouritism. You did it for them. Why have I got a ticket there? Why have I got a ticket there for some reason? Whose is that? Oh, these are old tickets, are they? Hang on, 63. Who's 632? Oh, that's yellow ticket. We've done these yellow tickets, haven't we? We throw those away before they get lost or confused with something else. This one there. Blue. Oh, Christ. The chair started sliding away there. Tell us what numbers. What are you going on about, David, dear? Danny, you'll have to type a whole thing there. Everyone got a ticket there? Everyone, is that everyone? Okay. Gav, car stickers. Car stickers are good. Okay, car stickers. Super chat car stickers. Okay. I take that down. I should take that on. They would be relatively easy, car stickers. Thank you, Tony King. Tony King, you are ticket number 623 for Tony King. Anyone else I missed out? Tony King, 623. Anyone else? Car stickers. There we are. Is that it? I think that's everyone. Everyone's got their bingo tickets. Excellent. Okie doke, gang, let's do today's birthdays because time is getting on and got to get down the shops. Happy birthday on this Saturday, the 21st of December 2019 to Ryan Gordon. Hello, Ryan. 25 years old. He's an optician. Oh, excuse me, I got hiccups. He's an optician, Ryan. And he comes into the karaoke sometimes. Nice voice. He's got a nice little voice. He comes and sings now and again. Happy birthday, Ryan. 25 years old today, Ryan Gordon. Filipa Figueria, I think I say. 39 years old today. Good morning, Filipa. Salam Yusuf. Good morning to you and happy birthday. Helen Thompson. It's her birthday today. Kerri Folks is 27 years old today. Michael B. Brooks, good morning, happy birthday. Nigel Moss, there in his profile picture, playing a guitar, a young 51 years old today. Happy birthday to Nigel. Leanne Cowd Bachelor, happy birthday to Leanne. And finally, Edward Ross. Good morning, Edward, and looking rather glamorous in that picture there, Edward. Happy birthday to you all, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Jack, no, haven't looked at your links yet, I'm afraid, Jack. Gareth will do some promoting for us in the Welsh Valleys. I especially drive down to Newport for some... Oh, no, we don't want people in Newport watching. No, that's very dangerous there. Very dangerous place. I thought Hackney was bad in London, and then I went to Newport. God, it's rough there, isn't it? You know it's a rough area when you see the Sky satellite dishes everywhere. Mind you, I would imagine it's quite safe to walk around Newport in the sort of mornings and afternoons because no one's up. Sean is not sticking... why am I sticking a car on my Bentley and Ferrari? So tacky. Oh, I'd love a Bentley. Not a Ferrari. I'm not interested in, shall we say, flash cars. Bentley, Lotus, Ferrari. Don't do it for me. So, I beg your pardon. Bentley, yes. Old Bentley. Actually, the new ones are quite nice. I don't consider a Bentley or a Rolls Royce. They're not flash cars. They are class cars. Flash cars, Porsches. I find them particularly ugly, Porsches. You know, it's just like, I've got a Porsche, look at me. No, not for me. Oh, Diane. Oh, just at the end there, Diane. All right, darling. 624, Diane. All right, my love. Diane Jeb. LaBelle as well. 625. LaBelle. Thank you, LaBelle. 65. We were going to do a little bit about music this morning, but we've kind of run out of time and I must get moving now. Otherwise, the shops close. Lots of people wishing happy birthday. Yvonne says, it's my husband Paul Lemon's birthday tomorrow. I love him very much. He will be 62 years old. So happy birthday to Paul Lemon's birthday tomorrow. Perhaps if you tell us tomorrow at the end of the bingo, then we'll do that again for him tomorrow, okay? Joanna is very pleased that I'm singing again. Jason's not having a car sticker. Everyone will be ramming him off the road. Oh, I'd love to be rammed in the rear. Oh, it doesn't matter, mate. Let's have a look there. Is that everyone? That's everyone, I think. Okie doke. Super chats for Chris Reardon's new Bentley fund. If I bought a Bentley, do you think I should have my logo emblazoned on one of the doors at the back? That wouldn't work, would it really? Thanks for joining us, gang. Time to disappear. I'll see you again tomorrow night. The bingo is at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, boys and girls. We generally start the show a little bit earlier than that. Sometimes 7:15, 7:30, something like that. We have a little bit of a chat first, and then we will do the bingo. Once again, if you want to join us for the bingo, you must register. Just send me an email to that address, okay? I will add you to the system, and I will reply to your email saying I've actually done that, okay? Thanks, gang. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow night around the time of 8 o'clock. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.